Mark Zuckerberg was born on May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York, to a middle-class family. His parents were Edward Zuckerberg, a dentist, and Karen Zuckerberg, a psychiatrist. Mark was one of 4 children, with 3 sisters, Randy, Donna, and Ariel. The family lived in Dobbs Ferry, a small town in Westchester County. Mark grew up in a loving and supportive environment. His parents valued education and always encouraged their children to follow their passions. From a young age, Mark showed signs of being highly intelligent. He was curious about the world around him and loved to learn new things. While other kids spent their time playing video games, Mark was more interested in how those games worked. His fascination with computers began when he was only 10 years old. His father gave him an old computer and introduced him to a programming language called Atari Basic. Mark quickly picked up and began experimenting with coding. Seeing his potential, his father hired a private tutor, David Newman, to help Mark learn more advanced programming skills. Mark's first major creation came when he was just 12 years old. He developed a messaging program called ZuckNet. This program allowed computers in his house and his father's dental office to communicate with each other. It was a simple invention, but it showed Mark's ability to solve problems through technology. At such a young age, Mark was already thinking about how to make life easier for others. During his school years, Mark was known for being very smart, but he wasn't just a computer nerd. He excelled in many areas. He loved reading and enjoyed classics like Homer's The Iliad. He was also very athletic and became the captain of his high school fencing team. Despite his many talents, Mark's true passion was always technology. He spent hours each day coding, learning, and building programs. In high school, Mark attended Ardsley High School and later transferred to Phillips Exeter Academy, a prestigious boarding school in New Hampshire. At Phillips Exeter, Mark continued to excel academically. He also started creating software programs that caught the attention of major companies. One of his notable projects was a music player called Synapse. Synapse used artificial intelligence to learn users' music preferences and suggest songs they might like. This was years before Spotify or Apple Music existed. Companies like Microsoft and AOL were so impressed with Synapse that they offered to buy it. They even wanted to hire Mark, but he turned them down. He wasn't interested in working for others. He wanted to create something on his own. In 2002, Mark was accepted into Harvard University. He chose to study computer science and psychology. At Harvard, Mark quickly earned a reputation as a programming genius. One of his early projects was an app called Course Match, which helped students choose their classes based on what their friends were taking. Another app he created was FaceMash, a website where students could rate the attractiveness of their classmates. While FaceMash was controversial and had to be taken down, it showed Mark's ability to create engaging and viral platforms. In 2004, Mark started working on a new project with his roommates Eduardo Saverin, Dustin Moskovitz, Andrew McCullum, and Chris Hughes. The project was called The Facebook. It was initially a social network for Harvard students, allowing them to create profiles, upload photos, and connect with their classmates. The website became an instant success. Within a month, more than half of Harvard students had signed up. Seeing its potential, Mark and his team decided to expand Facebook to other Ivy League schools like Yale and Stanford. As Facebook grew, Mark faced a big decision. He had to choose between staying at Harvard to complete his degree or leaving to focus on Facebook full-time. In the end, he decided to drop out of college. It was a risky move, but Mark believed in his vision. He moved to Silicon Valley with his team and started working on Facebook full-time. They rented a small house, which became Facebook's first office. Mark and his team worked day and night, often sleeping only a few hours, to improve the platform and add new features. Facebook's rapid growth attracted the attention of investors. In 2005, the company received its first major investment of $12.7 million from Excel Partners, a venture capital firm. With this funding, Facebook expanded beyond college campuses and became available to the general public. By 2006, anyone over the age of 13 could create a Facebook account. This decision made Facebook a global phenomenon. Despite Facebook's success, Mark faced many challenges. He had to compete with other social networks like MySpace and Friendster. He also faced legal battles. The most famous lawsuit was filed by the Winklevoss twins and Divya Narendra, who claimed that Mark had stolen their idea for a social network. The case lasted for years and was eventually settled, but it didn't stop Facebook's growth. By 2007, Facebook had become one of the most popular websites in the world. Mark was only 23 years old at the time and had become one of the youngest billionaires in history. Despite his wealth, Mark remained focused on Facebook's mission to make the world more open and connected. Under his leadership, Facebook introduced many new features, including the news feed, groups, pages, and the like button. Over the years, Facebook continued to grow and evolve. The company acquired Instagram in 2012, WhatsApp in 2014, and Oculus VR in 2014. These acquisitions helped Facebook reach even more people and explore new technologies like virtual reality. In 2021, Facebook rebranded itself as Meta, reflecting its focus on building the metaverse, a virtual world where people can interact using avatars. Mark's success as a tech entrepreneur is inspiring, but his story is also about giving back. In 2015, he and his wife, Priscilla Chan, launched the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, a philanthropic organization focused on education, healthcare, and scientific research. Mark pledged to donate 99% of his Facebook shares over his lifetime to support causes that benefit humanity. Today, Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most influential figures in the tech industry. His journey from a curious kid in Dobbs Ferry to the CEO of a global company is a testament to his vision, hard work, and determination. Mark's story teaches us that success doesn't come overnight. It takes passion, persistence, and the courage to take risks. Even with all his achievements, Mark continues to push boundaries. He is constantly exploring new ideas and finding ways to use technology to improve people's lives. His story reminds us that with curiosity, creativity, and determination, anything is possible. Mark Zuckerberg's journey is not just the story of a tech genius. It is the story of a young boy who dreamed big, worked hard, and changed the world. His life inspires us to think differently, take chances, and believe in our ability to make a difference.